switch. Flip, flip. I don't know nobody else that's doing this.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of the All In podcast. Today we're going to be sitting down, chopping it up with music artist O-Kid.
Yo, what's going on? It's O-Kid, aka Ali, artist, entrepreneur. Yeah, let's get to it. What's up, my boy?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
You want to walk me through how you came about being a successful entrepreneur?
Okay.
In a way of not having to have a 9-to-5 and
Right.
creating an income source.
My brother was at first. He was doing the rental cars, through Turo and stuff like that. He was making a passive income, and I seen him. I was working my job. I was doing my music. Trying to make my sound be heard, as well as get money and invest into what I can. But I didn't really know the investing side of money yet. I was just investing my money into music too, like I still do, and just it's like a business like that. So if you look at it to investing your money in a business that could make you money back, essentially quicker, I looked into doing the same thing, and I quit my job, invested, and kept things afloat from there, on the business side.
What advice would you give to someone out there that is trying to make that leap between a 9-to-5 to making their own income?
Just keep an open mind, and you want to take risks now when you're younger to dabble with everything. You want to see what you can do, what you're essentially capable of.
Yeah.
So just dabble with everything. Get your hands in something new every day. As much as you can. Make connections. You want to put yourself around people that have the same mindset. You want to be greater. You don't want to.
They want to improve.
People with people that are just chilling and just have people that have the same mindset as you. So
of wanting to self-improve.
Exactly.
Switching it up from where you started as an entrepreneur, how did you get into the process of recording music and then putting it out for other people to hear?
Yeah, the music came before, a lot of stuff. I mean, I played sports too, but music was like something I always like. I feel like I always had something to contribute because I love music. So I either rap it or I just sing the song, make some little videos or whatever it was. About 16, I first started recording on an app called Rap Chat. And that app was it was so easy. You could just plug any, your headphones in or whatever. And it was just recorded into any type of headset. Off my little brother's PS4 headset. Plugged it right into the phone, Rap Chat, and just turn the beat on, and it just literally had you record right there from the press of a button. So that's where I made my first song. That's where I first started recording. It was okay, I can construct something. I can construct a song that it makes sense. And it has a hook and stuff that goes together. That's when I first made an actual song. How
far were you into the process of creating music before you actually got into realizing how much work goes in behind it, of just with visual aspects of the recording, of performing live and doing live shows and stuff like that?
So at first, I was just making songs, right? I wouldn't really put too much ad-libs and do this as much until I started hanging out with my boy Scooter. Shout out Red. We would be at his apartment trying to make music, and he would show me, okay, record twice, make it sound, a little higher quality, ad libs, you want your stabs, all that stuff that really came into it, because he was doing it before me. So I'm a little more energy to put into it to make a song. So I'm all right, I'm with it. I liked it. I liked the process. I fell in love with the process.
Are you the one directing and putting together your music videos that you put out for your music? Are you the one coming up with the creative visuals of it, of the aspects of it?
Yeah, I choose the scenes. I try to get my hands directing a little bit, but nothing really to no plots and no music videos yet. Where I want to get into later down the road. Yeah. Which is a little deeper meaning to it. Right now I'm just trying to get whatever out there, visuals. People like the visuals. Whatever you're doing on camera, people are gonna take. So right now I'm getting myself known out there till I can actually mess with the higher level quality of the music scene and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. When you're creating your music, I know there's a lot of artists that go into the studios and they freestyle on the spot and create on the spot, or do you write down your music when you're recording?
I like to freestyle for sure. I like to freestyle because it feels fresh. You open your mind it's pretty much like writing in your head. You're writing on paper, you're listening to on paper, you're saying it so many times, it's you might as well just go bar for bar, whatever it is in your head. If you need to write something, just jot ideas, stuff like that. A lot of people's creative process is different. I can't tell you what's best for everybody. So
are there like sound engineers that you like to work with that record you that understand kind of like what kind of style you're going for?
EB, Eric.
Yeah, I know EB.
DeBerry, that's where he's at. I've been
Word.
going to him for some years now, and I think we both learn from each other.
Yeah.
Put it like that. I think we both learn from each other. You know, about recording. I feel like he taught me a lot of process, but like, you know, about how to, I guess, be yourself on the track. You just, you know, just go on the track and do your thing, because he's just sitting there ready to record. He's ready for me. You know,
Nah, I like him. He's good
ready
energy,
for me
man.
to go in. So, and I guess in a way, a creative process, we both work together, and learn new things. So,
What advice would you give to someone that wants to start making music but not necessarily commit to paying for a studio session? Like what you said earlier about like
Right.
Rap Chat, how you
Right,
could just
right,
record
right,
straight
right.
up. Like, how could someone actually like get a good accurate idea of what they would be able to sound like and how to like explore their own voice in a way?
so you gotta go to the studio. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta go. You gotta get yourself. You gotta put yourself in position.
Mhm.
And a lot of things allow you put yourself in position to see what you can do. You go there. You find out for yourself how you sound, how you want to go about your song.
Yeah.
Shit, the end is limitless.
So what originally inspired you to start making music?
So when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of YouTube, and I used to watch the battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
And battle rap, I feel like the way they just came at each other was just with poetry, and they had rhyme schemes. They had all those words. I was like, you know, I like this. So I started making my
Yeah.
own, you know, do my own little rhyme schemes and, you know, formula. I guess you could say poetry, whatever I was going through at the time. I put those lyrics in and just see what it sounded like. And I guess it sounded good because people were telling me, you know, you should make songs, you should make music. So I'm like, I might as well. So I made my first song.
If there were anyone who inspired you to kind of like move towards more of your sound, because you have a very unique sound, so like kind of like people that inspired that sound on you could be like big artists or whatever.
You know, one person told me one time, I had when I first dropped Don't Know How to Love on my All Time High album, someone said I sound like Roy Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's not the vibe I was going for, but I guess, you know, it's kind of like a vibe I do kind of have that, you know, it's like free flow vibe, but like a melodic free flow vibe.
Yeah.
You know, I still rap too in it, so it's just kind of like a Roy Woods
Yeah.
vibe, but
it's catchy.
People don't really know about him. I feel like Roy Woods is like, he's like underground a little bit, but people still know about him. He's like kind of low key on the music scene
Yeah.
right now. No crazy like pop rap.
What is your personal favorite part about the process of creating like a song, and like it could be like the music video
Like my
process?
favorite part?
Yeah, your favorite part of that whole process.
I guess
of
it's
creating.
the studio for sure. Like going in and making a song is like, that's where you get to be more like the most creative. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
the most like you're in a vibe like no one can touch right now. Like you just in your own your
you're
own
coming up
head.
with stuff on the
You're
spot
creating
too.
your own narrative in the songs. Like
Mhm.
you can literally create your own narrative. You can add in whatever you want to a song. You know, make it you. So
That's
I guess
fine.
that creative, like the songwriting process.
Are there specific like messages that you intend on like delivering in your music?
Definitely, sometimes I'll create something like a theme in my head, keep adding to it as the song goes on, just creating a narrative, like I said, that just means something to you, means something to people that can relate.
Yeah.
Something I've been through can relate to someone else same way. That's what people want to listen to, something they can relate to, you know.
Yeah.
So you always got to think about that.
And then for live performances, how do you prep yourself before you go on stage in front of all those people?
You gotta take a deep breath, breathe in, and shit. You know, think about what you've gone through. Think about your idols. Think about, you know, what motivates you, like
Yeah.
your motivation, because there's a motivation behind everything why people do stuff. So I guess, you know, channeling into that motivation and just to be you. You know, get your
Mhm.
stuff out there. Be proud of your music. Be proud of what you do. Whatever you do, showcase whatever. Like magicians, they go on stage, they showcase their stuff. You know, circus, they gotta put on this character before they go out, and you know, really have to put on the act. So
How do you stay up to date or stay ahead in the industry of music? Because there's so many people in the industry nowadays that are putting out their music and then they have content on top of that. So how do you, obviously you're not going to be the person producing the most content or doing it the best, like, because there's so many people doing it. So how do you just maintain enough you can see like motion in it in a way?
Right. So it's like competition, really. especially in Florida, it's like a friendly competition out here in the industry because everybody wants you to see you do good. Like everybody wants you to see you like your videos going crazy. Everybody wants to see it, but they want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like just putting out stuff like that people want to hear, that newer sound that people want to hear, you know, adding my own sound, just keeping it fresh, keeping it everything, you know, up to date. Cause I mean, a lot of people they'll tell you they don't listen to this no more, but I don't really care. I put my own sound in whatever song I make. I don't really care too much about what other people sound like, whatever. But as long as it stays fresh.
How do you build a connection like with your audience? Like earlier we were talking about how people relate to the raw content and the raw stuff like artists and creators share.
Right.
How do you balance the showing like the raw part with at the same time showing like the exciting parts of the career?
People like that raw stuff. People like everyday things. Make connection with people is like go out there and show your face. You gotta actually be out here and meet people, shake their hands physically, and just to show your face to see who. Okay, I see you at the next event. Okay, now I'm making, you know, connections and stuff like that.
Yeah, making the connections and networking. So balancing your entrepreneur life and your music life, and also just the regular healthy workflow to maintain and continue.
Recently, I've been starting back working out for the past probably like year. Thanks to the motivation of my, you know, little brother Marcus and my, you know, my friends around me that have been on that lifestyle. I feel like it just once you feel better physically, mentally it'll start feeling better. You just feel this, okay, there's weight off my shoulders. I did something for my body today, which makes me feel like I am confident to be able to do this either for my business or, you know,
100%.
whatever it is. I feel, you know, whatever it is, I'm confident. You know, it's a big trait to have, especially for, you know, a business owner. When you talk to a business owner, you want to be confident in what you're saying. You want to believe in what you're saying. You want to know what you're talking about. So
Exactly.
Like they say, they see you you can take care of yourself physically, and so maybe you could take care of them. They know that, you know, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So
and like you said, it just builds like
in all
confidence.
aspects. Yeah, in all aspects in the gym, man.
Makes you feel better. It will make other people feel better about you. What advice do you have for future entrepreneurs? So people that are looking to be entrepreneurs and self-bossers, what advice would you give them for them to make that next step or eventually make that step to being a self-boss?
Yeah, just don't be afraid to take risks. Most of us young people, we might have little bills here and there, but it's like we don't got full responsibility yet. So just take those risks and see what you can do, you know?
Yeah.
See what you're capable of and learn new things and just dibble dabble with different things right now because you never know. And just always stay focused. Like you got to be determined. You got to manifest it. You just got to stay on top of it.
Yeah, you have to go out and seek for it to be able to get that opportunity.
The opportunity that'll land in front of you, but you got to take the initiative. Like you took the initiative to make this podcast and had these cameras, and you took the initiative to do something that people don't usually do all the time. Now every day you got to take the initiative to do people what you got to think. Will people do this regular? Do normal people do this? That are really successful in life. What do they do? You know?
Yeah.
I always try to think about that.
What
like
are the people that
they don't do what just regular people do. They take risks. They
and they're constantly doing something too. They're constantly working on something.
All right.
How do you determine and decide on what ideas to act on? Because we all are human and we are limited with like the time and energy that we have. So how do you know which ideas to give your time and attention to?
I think if you think about something and it's a broad thought about it,
perspective, yeah,
if you have like a broad thought about it, it could take you somewhere, and you have like a gut feeling about it. I feel like you should take initiative on that gut feeling because it's like a sense you have that it's, you know, it could do something, you know, and maybe it can go somewhere. Maybe it's not exactly the right decision. Maybe you can get some pointers and talk to people on this idea to really see maybe this could be for you.
There's a reason why you're being drawn to it. So if you seek more into that direction, it can open up more doors that you.
Because I believe I believe gut feeling, like it's real.
Yeah.
You know,
I do too. I feel like it's a way of kind of like our soul speaking to us, and like it's like this is the right direction.
It's leading you, literally steering you in the past.
For example, like going to the gym. If you already did that, you have that intentionally. You have that gut feeling that you know it's gonna benefit you in some way, and you know that's good for you.
How is it like with you being a teenager at a young age and trying to manifest these dreams and trying to chase them, how does like that teenager lifestyle, like how do you balance it?
I started getting in content when I was younger, creating films with my older brother. That's really what got me inspired into film creating. And then eventually I turned it in and started making my own vlogs over it in middle school.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like I've been at it for a while because I always wanted and had those dreams of entering the industry and making my own content and creating something out of nothing. But I just kind of needed to understand why I wanted to do it, and at
Right.
that time I was just so young, I didn't know why, and I just needed to know, like, put in the work and stuff, because bro, I used to just watch like YouTube videos
Right.
throughout school. That's all I did. I was like,
You've been good at.
I was like, bro,
dealing with the
yeah,
distractions a little bit
I
now.
knew what I wanted to do at a young age. I just
Right.
needed to know how to do it. And
Right.
then, like, with, like, freelancing and stuff, it's like, there's no blueprints to it. So you're kind of, like, figuring out how to do it as you do it. In a
Yeah.
way, in high school, I wanted to base my content around the idea of the fact that I was still in high school making this
Right.
content. So I knew people could relate with the fact of having to go to school and having to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I mean, obviously it didn't always play out the way I wanted it to, but I feel like me already starting and like putting myself through that, I am where I am now to like improve, to keep improving,
Right.
because I've already improved over the years,
Right,
because
you have,
I
bro.
started, and that's like why, that's like the biggest thing I can like push on to people, is to just like, if you have an idea, you got to take action
Yeah,
on it, or
yeah.
else that idea is gonna stay an
that is
idea.
gonna stay in-
You're not gonna know it's gonna fail
Right.
unless it fails. So it's like you have to just go out and do it, and if not, it's like it's not anyone else's fault other than yours. So it's like you gotta really be the one pushing yourself to go do that stuff.
Right. Yeah, man, and do a
Nice, nice,
podcast.
nice. Good podcast.
This is a great one
I'm
right here.
trying to I'm trying to
This
think
is
if there's
a great
anything
one right
else.
here,
But
right?
for sure, I appreciate you coming out. Where can people find you on social media and listen to your music?
0_kid with 2 D's. Follow me on Instagram. Spotify O-Kid, Apple Music O-Kid, Rolex Rentals on Instagram. You know, come rent yourself a car,
Yes, sir.
luxurious car too. We got Kias, we got nicer in cars, Teslas and stuff like that.
Thank you
Yes,
guys for
sir.
tuning in to another episode. We will see you next week.
All right, yo.
Never stop. This the flow that got the block hot, got super hot. Hey, give me my respect.